Okay, so here we are at the start of a journey. After National Express couldn't be able to function even to the simplest fact of getting from one place to another, I've decided to start in the middle of Leicester instead of go all the way up to Foxton on a bus, because public transport has not proved itself worthwhile or reliable in any way, shape or form. Okay, it's a lovely park here, and I didn't even know it existed around here. I've been to Leicester a few times, but I'm going to walk up this side of the canal. There's two tributaries to it, and then walk back down the other side to Watford. Wish me luck. Okay, we've just stumbled across this big mammoth in a park called Watersmead Park. It's a lovely big lake area. Down that way, you can make out the path. It's actually blocked off, so we have to follow it round the right hand side to get as far as Foxton or Wanley. But it's a great little nature reserve, this, and it should provide us with at least one source of food, either mushrooms or some sort of berries. Again, it's probably a part that nobody even knows it's here apart from people who are pretty close. Definitely not from outside the town anyway. Okay. For foraging purposes, we're looking at blackberry bushes, and this is a prime candidate. Although it's the 1st of November and the weather's pretty dire, you can see there that that is a good example of a blackberry, and its taste very, very sweet, lovely. I'm going to come across some hawthorn berries over here. Now you have to be careful because these berries look very similar to other berries, and because there's no leaves on the trees, and these are quite big, I'm not going to eat these. I can cast them in the canal, and once I find a tree with proper leaves on it and proper identification, I'll pick them and test them. Well, here we have a very rare find, considering it's the 1st of November. I didn't think we was going to find any edible elderberries. And there's the leaves, and there's the berries. I'm going to take the whole sprig here and eat it while I'm going along. And they're very sweet, crunchy seeds, and good source of nutrition and vitamin C. So it's day 2, and I pitched my camp last night when it was dark. Here's my bivouac. You can see, if I just do that, you'll see how strong the sun is. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'll show you exactly how my tent's set up. Just a tarp, a bivvy bag, and a sleeping bag inside the bivvy bag with a roll mat underneath. Got my kit at one end, 2 walking poles holding the ends up with rope, holding the tent peg and supporting the structure of the tent. Right, I'm in between Leicester and Silsby, and I'm going to head off once I've decamped. It's a lovely area, but very sparse, no vegetation. Even the hawthorn berries here are a little bit dull and dry. Well, it's 5 o'clock on day 2, and sorry, it's not 5 o'clock, it's 4 o'clock on day 2, and I decided I've walked long enough. I've done 11 miles today, and basically my feet, my legs and my back are all killing me from carrying everything that I need with me. I've decided, after walking up and checking around the locks and coming back here, that this is the spot for me tonight. So just a little hole in the fence here, a nice little bit of flat ground in some bushes. Here you can see I've set up my roll mat. I'll have my sleeping bag there, my kit bag's got the other bits and pieces in it, and you've just seen my tarp lying on the floor there, camouflage. I've got my camping stove going, and hopefully you'll be able to see in a light. There you go. And I think the gas is just going out, so it's going to be a perfect time to tell you how to replace the gas. Okay, so I've already cooked my food on the camping stove, and we didn't need to do much of having a fire, but it is a bit cold in November, and just the simple fact of having a fire, even if it's not that hot, makes you feel a lot more comfortable. And this is mine tonight. A few twigs, constantly put on, fed slowly, burn slowly, last longer. And this one is actually keeping me warm, so I'm quite happy about that as well. Well, it's a lovely bright morning again, and it's day 3 on my trek. I would just like to show you how I've tidied up and made minimal effect on the surroundings. Here's the area where I camped last night, and just right here is where the fire was, just there. Okay, I've scattered the ashes, burnt everything down, wet the floor down. Well, I didn't need to wet it down, it lashed down last night, so as you can imagine, it wet itself down, but only after it had given me a nice warm. But as you can see, again, the sun's blistering down. It's only 8:30 in the morning. We're about to get on our way. Okay, here we have a classical, perfect shaped hawthorn bush. As you can see, the leaves, if I can stop them shaking, the leaves are like little oak leaves. The berries are bright red, and in comparison to my finger, they're about half the size of the tip. Okay, these berries, the brighter and cleaner they look, the tastier they are. I'm just going to take those off there, and you have to bite the side but not the end, and don't crack the pip shell. They're like a miniature apple. They're not quite as tasty, but they are tasty enough to be worthwhile eating. and they're quite a good source of energy when you need it. Okay, so once more, that's the leaf, and that's the berry, just there, and there they are on my hand, and that's my next little meal. Right, that's enough for now. Okay, we're at Fletney Bridge. It's just started to lash down with rain, so I've basically sheltered into the Fletney Bridge itself, and I've thought I'd make this time to make breakfast rather than just sit out in the cold. I'm wet, and there you have it. I've got my hot water boiling in the bottom pan. I've got the top pan acting as a lid, which is very important because it really does help to heat the water twice as fast at least. And I've got my old favourite noodles here. It shouldn't take too long. I've managed to get some water from a passing canal boat, and this will be my first meal since, what, about 12 hours ago now. So I'll get back to you later. Right, here's Saddington Tunnel. You've got all sorts of instructions there. How far it is, 808 metres. It'll take you roughly 10 minutes to travel through it by canal boat, and even an emergency number. I was kind of hoping to catch a lift through this with a passing canal boat, but unfortunately in November the season has all but ended, and I've missed out on any boats that might have been able to give me a lift, so I'm going to have to find a way over the top of it. I'm sure there'll be a track, and I'll just be there. These are sloe berries. I've tried a few and they're very, very bitter. This is how it looks in winter. Obviously these are the leaves, but in the summer they're a lot greener. They're like very small plums, but like I say, they're very bitter, and they're used for making gin, and in my opinion that's the only thing they're worth making out of, because there's a food supplement. They're pretty dire, and you'd have to be pretty desperate to eat them. Unfortunately I've got to go uphill again. Okay, we've just gone past, or halfway up Foxton locks, and I've decided that this is where we're going to turn around. My legs and ankles are killing me just too much. I don't quite know what this horse and... Well, here we are at the top of Foxton locks. Oh, it's been a long trip, and my legs are absolutely murdering me. It seems like ever since Leicester all the locks have been uphill. I can't remember one that was actually downhill. Oh, I'm sure there must have been. There's the view from the top, which you've got the museum in, and the pub and that are down the bottom. End of journey. This area here used to be, by all accounts, if you see the runners, a lift for the boats instead of using the locks. They used to be towed up and down this hill into the lower dock, and apparently it would save a lot of time. I well imagine it could. I didn't know this existed. Okay, we're at Fletney Bridge. It's just started to lash down with rain, so I've basically sheltered into the Fletney Bridge itself, and I've thought I'd make this time to make breakfast rather than just sit out in the cold and wet. And there you have it. I've got my hot water boiling in the bottom pan. I've got the top pan acting as a lid, which is very important because it really does help to heat the water twice as fast at least. And I've got my old favourite noodles here. It shouldn't take too long. I've managed to get some water from a passing canal boat, and this will be my first meal since, what, about 12 hours ago now. So I'll get back to you later.